the upcoming one-for-all religion. Let us have a look at these 7 rules of the Noahide laws. 1. Not to worship idols. 2. Not to curse God. 3. Not to commit murder. 4. Not to commit adultery, bestiality, or sexual immorality. 5. Not to steal. 6. Not to eat flesh torn from a living animal. 7. To establish courts of justice. At a first glance, these rules are common sense. Do you or any of your friends steal, rape, commit murder, or tear flesh from living animals regularly? I suppose not. Most people will agree to these rules, regardless of where in the world they live, culture, religion, gender, education, economic status, and so on. Most states have laws that forbid exactly such things. In this way, we are basically all Noahides anyway. When you think of the Noahide laws as a way to live in peace, the first 2 of them are important means to not offend your neighbors. Downplaying your own worship, not offending your fellow man, are definitely important steps in order to retain peace in a multicultural society. Noahides, of course, abstain from cursing God, like would any humble person. Yet, there is nothing in the Noahide laws about believing in God either. Not a big deal, you think, because when you promise not to curse God, that means you respect God, and so you believe He exists. Sounds logical, right? But thinking of the first of the 10 commandments, you shall have no other gods before me, where is the creed in the Noahide laws? Nowhere. So these Noahide laws, that are supposedly perfectly attuned to the needs of a non-Jew, they turn out to be mere polite gestures and moral laws than religious. Actually, they have hardly any religious traces left, and yet they are meant to be the doorway to heaven. So by converting people to become Bnei Noach, the Jews are actually promoting atheism. The urge to implement the Jewish Noahide laws at the root of an upcoming United Nations world government lines up with Zionists' strenuous work to force religion out of the peoples. This has been orchestrated through violent revolutions, of which the French and Russian may be the most renowned. The Jew Moses Hess can serve as an example. He is recognized as the father of labor Zionism, a strand of Zionism that intended to establish the new Israel through hard work in the frames of a socialist state. At least from the perspective that communism is an atheistic invention by the non-conversionist Jews, it makes sense to count communism to the Abrahamic religions. Summarizing the populations of China, Vietnam, North Korea, Cuba, Laos, we can add 2 billion to the 2.4 billion Christians and the 1.9 billion Muslims. This makes 6.3 out of the current 7.7 billion worldwide. The rest are basically Hindus and Buddhists, and the thousands of small, lesser-known congregations all over the world. The 20th century saw a new twist to religion. namely the effort to bring all believers together in one flock. This is what the Roman Empire did in order to erect peace, control the pack, and collect taxes, that is, through the Pax Romana. And this is basically what the Catholic Church has been up to since it became self-conscious back in the breakdown of the Roman Empire. Oh, did we forget to look at the name of this church itself? Catholic simply means for all. It is the universal church, the church for all peoples. For hundreds of years, the church stayed tuned, even with cannon powder. Now it is declining, as did the Roman Empire it emerged from 2 millennia ago. Maybe, as a desperate attempt to not lose traction, the Second Vatican Council from 1964 emphasized economic and interfaith efforts. Quote, "We are deceived and we sin if we think that the Orthodox faith came down from heaven and that all other creeds are unworthy." Unquote. Or maybe the Catholic Church is simply doing what the Roman Empire did back then, handing over the baton to the upcoming world government. The Noahide laws can be seen as the ultimate goal of all economic and interfaith dialogue, and as the rising religion for the modern educated human society, united under the new world order government of the United Nations. The emerging empire needs the Noahide laws to erect the Pax NVO dialogue.